How to deal with a narcissist husband. If you have a narcissist husband, then when you married him, you thought he was going to be a normal dude. And then now that you're getting to know him, he is a liar, a cheater, a manipulator, a person who talks bad about others behind their back, talks bad about you behind your back. He's a bully. He admires bullies. He lacks accountability. It's hard for him to just say sorry or to show any emotional maturity. And he has no empathy for your feelings. If that sounds like your husband, here's how to deal with him. You can't yell at him or talk to him sternly because he likes conflict, war, and he loves to see you upset. So an argument is really making his day, and that means that you are reinforcing his bad behavior. He will continue to treat you poorly. You can't just sit around ignoring him because he is mentally and emotionally abusive. So even if you were to hear his words or read his words on your phone or a piece of paper, they're still toxic to you. So all of that is still going to harm you metaphysically. You're not staying for the sake of the kids because the kids are going to be more damaged watching you get abused for your whole marriage. You can try going gray rock, which is where you show no emotions, and that will help to diminish his ability to emotionally manipulate you. It will take away his supply. And if you're not telling any information about yourself as a part of the gray rocking process, it'll make it difficult for him to use the information against you. But that still doesn't solve your problem because you can't stop speaking at all to the person that you live in a house with because they still live with you, so they still have 1,000,001 excuses why you have to interact with them. So the solution is to silently plot your escape. You will need to start by making phone calls to people like myself, trauma specialists, lawyers, people who are experiencing this, people who don't have any access to talking to your husband, to make sure that they can't let your husband on to what your plan is, because we need to do this privately, silently, get all the plans in place. Your next step is you're going to need to get the financial ducks in a row. It doesn't need to be perfect. You just need an income. It doesn't need to be a lot, and a shelter planned out. So once you have an income and a shelter, ideally your own bank account, but that should be common sense, then you have what you need to technically move out of that house. Now, finally, you need to take the action. The guilt is something we can deal with later because that's just a framing of it in your head, like I'm doing something wrong. Even if you are religious, religions make a concession for divorce under certain circumstances. You're in those circumstances. Even if you are religious, religions make a concession for separation under certain circumstances. You are in those circumstances. And so whatever your reason is, whether it's the kids or whether it's religion or whether it's community that's making you feel like you're stuck, look past that barrier and get real. You have the control, the power to influence your life for the better. Take action now to make sure the rest of your life isn't like the last 20 to 30 years. There is no actual way to make a relationship work with a person who lacks accountability and empathy, so you just have to leave silently.